What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and happy holidays to all of you out there that celebrate, if you know what I mean. In today's video, we are going to be talking all things SS Chizuru update. That's right, you guys. In yesterday's video, of course, we talked about the update itself, and I was able to bring you guys the news. However, as per tradition here on the channel, I try to keep my opinions out of the news, mainly because, well, I've learned from the rest of the media's mistakes out there, and yeah, I try to not be that way. So in today's video, I am going to be bringing you guys all the tips, all the tricks, and all the information, as well as some observations and some critiques, mainly to do with the fact that they decided to rerun Chizuru, but not her 3PG card, which makes absolutely no sense for people who missed out on it the first time, and Netmarble seems to be very greedy recently. But in today's video, we are going to be talking about everything that you need to know about the SS Chizuru update and how I'm approaching this update. So before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so and you enjoy daily King of Fighters All-Star content such as this, you smash that like button and subscribe. And without further ado, you already know what time it is. Cue that intro. Alright, you guys, so in today's video, because yesterday we were doing a news roundup video, and as I've always told you guys, I try to keep my opinions out of that kind of stuff. I want to go ahead and give you guys a more formal video about my kind of opinions, observations, as well as some tips and tricks for this Chizuru event update, because there's several different things that I've noticed about this that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, but there's also some things that I want to go ahead and make sure that I let you guys know about that you may or may not know. So basically, first right off the bat, you're going to notice I already have 2 memories for Chizuru. Now, I got these yesterday. I was able to go ahead and hit that shard 6 times. Now, for me personally, the way that I've been approaching rolling on the board itself, and I'll show you guys here, and I'll go ahead and do a little bit of footage overlaying on this too. So, you know, one of the things that I've really been doing going through this board is I've been attempting to try the tap trick. Well, for those of you who don't know what that means, basically, and I'll show you on screen here, but basically, if you click or tap on the screen, depending on if you're playing on your phone or if you're playing on the PC, then you will stop the board from rolling. Now, it's hard to decipher if you're actually stopping it on the thing that you're clicking. Me personally, from what I've noticed, it seems like you are still. It's hard to tell. So it's one of those things where all I can do is go off of what happened yesterday. As you guys can see, I've repeated this board 8 times already. So for me, it seems like it works. I am still considering it inconclusive. It's hard for me to tell, but the results are pretty good. So today I already got 2 more of these things, right? So if we go over here to the crafting event, I'll show you guys. I was already able to get 2 more today. So I got 6 yesterday, 2 today. I will have her EX probably tomorrow. Now, when it comes to some things that I've noticed about this and just some general observations and so on. So when it comes to how I was able to get as many coins as I did, basically, and I can show you guys too, just because there's going to be that one person that's going to be like, oh my God, you must have, I haven't bought anything. Not a thing. So for all of you people out there that say I'm just whaling this thing, no, I'm not whaling this thing. It's get good. Anyway, so when it comes to what I did and how I'm doing it, the first thing that you guys are going to notice, and we've talked about this before, these things tend to be extremely rewarding on the first couple of days, and then they tend to dry up over time, right? As you're able to move through these missions, these things are finite, and eventually they will run out. So like, for instance, Soul Quest. I was able to get all 45 of these done in the first day. Reason being is I kept picking up those soul tokens over on the board itself. So there's that. Other things that I did though, and I kind of want to give you guys a quick tip here. So the imprint stone one, as you guys can see, I've already done all these 50 times. It's kind of the cap there. If we go over here, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. So if we go in here, I need to find a stone that is not... What is going on here? Oh, that's why. Let's do that. All right, so if we go ahead and pick a stone here that is one of the Street Fighter stones, you guys should still have these hammers laying around. Now, these hammers have not expired yet, right? This is a great way to do this for free. So these hammers will eventually expire. They do have a time limit on them. I don't recall off of the top of my head exactly when they expire. I'll have to double check for you guys as I go through my copious amount of stuff. But doing the Street Fighter hammers on your Street Fighter stones right now is probably going to be the best alternative. You have 5 days left on these, right? So 5 days left on these Street Fighter hammers as of the making of this video. If you have a bunch of these stones laying around, go ahead and use those. That is going to be a quick, easy, free way to do this, and that is a lot of coins for this thing. Now, other things that I would definitely recommend is whenever it comes to the actual event missions themselves, besides the hammers with the Soul Quest ones, make sure that you guys are doing your ad. So if you're playing on the PC, do your ad for your one replay on Soul Quest. Really, really important. Just make sure that you guys do that. Other things in here, to be honest with you guys, there's really not a whole lot else in here that you can really do as far as kind of giving yourself a head start on any of this stuff, because a lot of this stuff is going to be capped as far as how often you can do it in a day. So those are going to be kind of the biggest ones that I would give you guys tips on. Outside of that, when it comes to rolling on the board itself, kind of like we just mentioned, you know, when it comes to rolling on here, if you click or tap on the screen while it's rolling, it will tend to just stop, right? Now, it's kind of like if you guys ever played in the arcades, you know those big arcade machines where they're going to have the blinking lights that go around the perimeter of the machine itself, and you have to basically tap a button to stop the light, and if you stop it on a prize, then you get that prize. That's kind of what this feels like at times. Now again, whenever I'm stopping this, typically what I'm doing, because at the beginning it's going way too fast, I'm typically stopping it or attempting to stop it whenever it starts moving a little bit slower. So it kind of starts out real fast, starts to slow down. What I try to do, as you guys can see on screen again, I'll try to show you guys, I try to just tap whenever it is slowed down already and it lands on Chizuru. Now, is it coincidence? Maybe. But again, I've already gone through this thing 8 times in a day and a half. So, you know, you guys will have to play with it. It may or may not be an actual thing. I don't know at this point. That's just something that I do, but it seems to be working for me. So there's that. Now, a lot of people have asked, should you, and for those of you wondering, by the way, I had seen some people in the comments, and I'll go ahead and put a little clip up here just so you guys can see this too. A lot of people have been commenting saying that they thought the board automatically reset. That is not the case. As you guys can see on screen, what you have to do whenever you get that prompt, if for whatever reason you want to do this, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you wanted to go ahead and not reset the board after picking up the Chizuru coin, then all you got to do is hit cancel on that prompt, and then it won't reset the board. But you can go down here and reset the board anytime you want. So I did test that. It does work. So that's how that goes. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, should I use these memories for Chizuru to eventually make generic SS memory, or should I go ahead and build up Chizuru? It depends on where you're at, and it depends on how much you like this character. I personally rather like her. I think she's actually a very strong character. I think she's a very fun character, and I enjoy maxing these characters out so that I have them maxed out. It's kind of become like this Pokemon thing for me, where I'm enjoying the collecting side of things and the building side of things. I'll even show you guys, just as an example, so that way you guys know exactly kind of the OCD that I deal with on a daily basis. Look what I went in and did. Look at this. I went in and built like 99% of these guys. And they're all bronze and silver. So that's how crazy and freaking stupid I am. Now, at the end of the day, it's up to you on what you want to do with this. Me personally, I'm going to attempt to build her. If you guys want to save these memories for a generic memory down the road potentially, go for it. That's fine. Me personally, though, I don't see the pressing matter. I don't see the pressing need to be doing it for myself. You know, honestly, with the fact that we do now have SS memories in those Inferno boxes, on top of the fact that EX characters are basically within the next year probably going to completely replace SS and BS characters on banners as far as relevancy and power, I don't really see any point for myself. But for you guys, go for it if you want to. It's up to you. It's not, this isn't going to be an uber tier monster character that's just going to blow away the meta. This is still an incredible character, a very strong character, a character that I very much so like, and a character that I think is very strong. But this isn't going to be a character, not you, Geese, you suck. But this isn't going to be a character that is going to be anything that is going to be lighting the world on fire. But I would argue if you're somebody out there that needs a character that has what she offers, which is really strong Starlight and Shield Shred, which her Shield Shred and her Starlight are very, very strong, then yeah, I would say build her up. If you like Chizuru, build her up. At the end of the day, it comes down to how much you like these characters. I can't answer these questions for you guys on an individual level because everybody's account's different. If you feel like you need to build her, do it. If there's more value in that, do it. If you see more value in exchanging her memories for SS generics down the road, do it. It's up to you. I can't answer that question, like I said. But at the end of the day, you guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Like I said, this is going to be a quickie today. But when it comes to this mission, the big thing I want to complain about one thing about this update real quick before I go, because this needs to be said. They need to rerun her finisher. There is no reason at all that we should be getting a rerun with the character without the finisher. Now, I get it. The fact of the matter is her finisher, I believe, was in the Rush Dungeon the last time around, and they're probably going to have a Rush Dungeon coming very soon for that EX Kyo update. But at the same time, why would you rerun the character without rerunning her 3PG finisher? That to me doesn't make sense. So Netmarble, you need to get your shit together with that. That is something that honestly doesn't make any sense. To me, it's kind of stupid, and I know a lot of people out there are rightfully upset about it that had missed her originally and wanted to be able to build her up and use this 3PG finisher. Well, you need to work on that. That's something you need to figure out because it doesn't make any sense, and I think honestly, it would have been a far, far better update with that in there because right now it feels incomplete, kind of sloppy, and overlooked, and honestly cheap as shit. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But anyway, you guys, that's kind of my opinions on this thing. Those are my tips. At the end of the day, there's only so much you can do because these things are finite when it comes to these event missions. You guys can try and stop the board yourself. Let me know in the comment section if you start having luck with it. Me personally, like I've already shown you guys, I've done pretty well. So again, don't know if it actually works, but I have plenty of evidence that it could. So anyway, you guys, that is going to be today's video. Happy holidays, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. You all take care. Peace.
Continue.